Stock of the day, Fortescue, hit a record high yesterday after the iron ore sector reached its highest mark in 18 months. Fiona Hicks's performance as CEO of Fortescue also ranked in the top 12% of buy-sell signals performers for the past week. Australia's mid-year update shows a surging iron ore prices driving Australia's post-pandemic budget repair as well and pushing shares of Fortescue higher. Will this momentum keep going is a big question. Michael Gable, yes, the iron ore price has rebounded, but not back to the highs of a year, 18 months ago.
Yeah.
Fortescue, record high, extraordinary.
Yeah, look, I mean, I've been positive Fortescue all year on this program.
Yep.
You know, I've had a bullish view on commodities, bullish view on iron ore. Look, clearly, in terms of the Chinese economy rebounding, that's has been delayed. That has been very disappointing. But over the course of the next couple of years, I mean, we've, as I said, quite positive commodities and global growth. And in terms of Fortescue, it's one of those companies where, at the start of the year, all the major analysts were very negative on it.
Oh, yeah.
$16 price targets. They have started to creep their targets up, not surprisingly. But as I've mentioned on ausbiz many times, once Fortescue gets through $23, you'd be looking at high 20s. I'm quite surprised it's done it so quickly.
Yes.
To be honest with you, it's pretty much done it
just
in
in
the past
2
few
months.
Weeks.
They've gone from $21 to $27.
Yeah, and
That's a hell of a high.
Yeah, and the analyst targets are still down at 16, 17. So
yeah, and they're all still grumbling about the iron ore price.
So they'll have to start catching up here. They'll have to start upgrading their targets even more. And
so would you be taking profits at these levels?
So the way it's trading at the moment, from the charting point of view, it is very overbought in the short term. So you wouldn't be chasing it here. If you're a trader, you'd be looking to even exit here. And look, I'm looking to pick more back up on a dip. But longer term, charting profile is very constructive. I think we've got the tailwind of, as I mentioned, the commodity space, global growth. China will rebound next year.
Yeah.
So look, for me, I couldn't say buying it here. It's doing all the right things as we predicted, but
you'd want to buy it
you'd want to buy it on a dip.
Okay, so it's still positive long term.
Yep.
If you've had this run up, bank some profits. But if it dips back to what?
Oh, look, I mean, initially I
Would you buy?
was thinking $24 if you asked me a few days ago, but it might not even get down that far. So we'll see how we go. I think it could easily shed a couple of bucks from here during its consolidation and then just scoop it back up.
Owen, it is pretty remarkable and goes completely against what every analyst, apart from Michael, has basically been saying all year.
If you bring up a 10-year chart of Fortescue, what you'll see is one of the best performing companies in the entire country, which is remarkable considering even 10 years ago it was quite an established business and got into production.
Almost went broke a few years ago. Twiggy, sort of his backside was right on the line, wasn't it? It got so close.
But oftentimes the best investments are the most polarizing. And so with a business like this, what I would prefer to do, I'm not as adept perhaps at charting and that type of thing, but I'm more fundamentally driven. And I like to think of selling resources companies when the PE is low, not high, because that means that fundamentally the businesses are performing exceptionally well. And with Fortescue, it's one of the lowest cost iron ore producers in the world, even adjusting for lower quality ore. And at the moment, I think maybe the top of your head, the price, but $130 a tonne, you can dig it out of the ground for 19. It's a pretty good margin. And so
I'd take that in my business anytime.
Anytime, I think. And that's what makes it an extraordinary business, right? And it does that one commodity exceptionally well, heavily dependent on China. I think in this space though, if I had to choose, I would choose BHP. I think the complementation with the copper shortfall that we'll likely see at the end of 2020s will be profound, and BHP's Olympic Dam assets and infrastructure will see it I think surpass all the other iron ore majors in the country in terms of its performance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So would you get out of Fortescue? You'd sell Fortescue at these levels?
Yeah.
And switch to BHP?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a fund manager mate who says if you do nothing in your life, you buy BHP when it gets down to 40 and sell it when it gets back to 50, and then it'll drop back again, and it just trades in that range. And you look at, I didn't believe him. I said, "You're kidding me," and looked at the chart, and he's not far off it.
Yeah, well, they've also got the Jansen potash project coming online, which is not contributing in any way, and it will be one of the biggest assets in the world.
Yep. Okay. All right. Good discussion there on Fortescue. Let's